Buenos Dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict, right? And as you can tell by today's thumbnail, yes, indeedy, we gonna write graffiti on the bus. We gonna talk about Juan Lencho Guzman and Huerito Grattan, right? And for those of you that don't know, these were two figures within La Nuestra Familia for a long time that were getting their wig on. Maybe not in a menudo style or a direct fashion, but in some type of fashion. These vatos were getting their issue on, and I guess they let power go to their head. You know, when you join a group, faction, man, when you join a mob or you join an organization, there's power that comes with that, okay? You work your way from a tadpole to a bullfrog. Spencer Fresno, I'm not disrespecting you, right? You work your way up. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's just like being a child, right? You gravitate in life, you learn, you get indoctrinated, you get educated, you get this mentality instilled in you, and you grow up to become the man that you are, you know? And what happens? You look at male role model figures, man, and you pattern your life after that. Or some of you guys get on skunk and you pattern your life after that. Whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, man, you grow up to be a man, okay? And the same thing happens when you get within an organization. In the beginning, you're on the bottom. You're merely a sympathizer, someone who wants to be. You know, at one point in time, everyone's a wannabe. I ain't no fucking wannabe gun. Yeah, listen. Watch out, right? You want to be a gang member. You want to be a gangster. You want to be a norteño. You want to be a sureño, right? Well, then you are, okay? There's a difference between a wannabe wankster, hey, Sasuke, today I got time, cuz, right? Or a real life vato that wants to be somebody and then adheres to that and becomes it, right? So in the beginning, you want to be a gang member, you want to be a gangster. Hey, you like the lifestyle, you like the hyenas that come with it, the feria, you like the dress code, you like the education that, you know, you get. You like to be out there on the block. Maybe you like to do crime, or you like to kill people. Whatever the case may be, man, whatever it is that got you within the embracement and put in the fold of the gente, hey, to each man their own, you know? But you start off, and then you gravitate to being a soldado, a gang member. You're out there committing crime. Or maybe you're not, homes. Maybe you're just out there kicking it amongst the homeboys, man, representing, showing love. At the end of the day, you're now considered, and we're going to take the Northern Enlightenment for this spiel. You now become a norteño or sureño, right? Bulldog. And you start gravitating, you know, based on your actions and what you do, you start getting a little notoriety. Sasuke, put some respect on my name. Orale, Birdman, right? You start getting respect on your name. You start to be known in the barrio. Your name starts to be known out there, you know. Hey, this vato's a hitter. Hey, this vato ain't much of a hitter. Sasuke, he always has the A1. Hey, this vato right here, he's a scantoso, right? He's always off the sconce. Hey, this homeboy right here, Sasuke, he pulls all the hyenas, you know what I mean? Pero he's undercover chirujo. Hey, this vato right here, Sasuke, hey, mira, he has a big old long Mongolian, huh? But does he tell you what he does on a late night? Right? So whatever the case may be, man, everyone has a different stilo. Everyone plays their role within the group faction, right? Now, as you start to commit more crime and you start to get ingrained with being a gang member, man, and you're feeling that sense of power, you go to prison or CYA or boot camps or placement or wherever the fuck they send you, right? And you start to feel like you've made it, homes. So I'm in the pin now. I've seen America, me. Orale Santana, right? You're there. And now it's on and cracking. Now you're part of the household. Now you're a soldado. Now you're embraced as one of the gente, as one of the people. And it's for the people, by the people. You're getting it on, homes. You're standing your ground within that collective, within that household, doing what you have to do to make it necessary that you get out and to fight another day and establish for the people. And that's cool. That's fine and dandy, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what you're supposed to do, people. Now trip out. Watch out. You do that and you start to feel a little bit more sense of power, right? And then maybe those of you that are elite, those of you that have walked the right path, those of you that have done everything that the cause asks of you, there's a chance you become an N soldado, or you even become an NF member, or vice versa on the other side, you know, a sureño into a carnal. And now what happens, homes? Sasuke, you got all the power, homes. You know what I mean? Now you're the man. You are the man, homes. And can't no one take that from you but your own people, man, or yourself, right? And this story is about two individuals who got that power, got up there, became captains, became regiment commanders, became the gente running their cities, homes, only to fall down the fucking garbage chute, right? Rotten eggs. And I'm not trying to woof on any gente, man, and disrespect these vatos, but I'm telling the truth, homes. Truth be told, these two individuals on the thumbnail, you know you fucked up, right? You know you done messed up, right, blood? They both messed up, okay? And let's talk about Lencho Guzman from Sanjo, right? Lencho Guzman from Sanjo did everything I said, man. He worked his way up to the top, okay? Maybe not the tippy top of the mountain, but he was somewhere there. And at one point in time, man, he was running the city of San Jose. He was a regiment commander within the city of San Jose. He ran regiments. He was doing his thing, man. He was getting his wiggle on. But everybody that I've talked to that knew Lencho personally, and I got a lot of homeboys that talked to this guy personally. I did come across him once upon a time, seen him at a club in Sanjo, hit him with one of these. Watch out. What is slow motion? And that was about it. That was about the measure of our fucking interaction, you know? Because I had already heard things about this individual. Things that were unsavory to me, things that soured the taste in my mouth, and I didn't want to really go around an individual like that and, you know, get caught up in what he had going on. Plus, at the same time, Sasuke, he was real high-powered, man, and it seems like everyone that went around him either got incarcerated, you know what I mean, or deemed, and I wasn't trying to go that route. Anyways, so the Vato's doing his thing, and he's running the city of San Jose, man. There's several regiments at this time in San Jose. San Jose's booming, it's pumping. Doing a thing, man. It's at a time when norteños are very prevalent in the city of San Jose, and they're making a lot of moves, right? And this Vato, quietly as is kept, was doing his thing, man. I've met a lot of gente, man, that speak highly of him with his business, the way he was running his business. Then I know a lot of Vatos that say, the Vato's a piece of cagada, right? Whatever the case may be, he's known for what he was doing, okay? But somewhere along the line, man, this Vato got on the scante, right? He got high on his own supply, right? And he started to basically, how can I say it? He started to misappropriate funds. He started to slander people's characters. He started to oppress his own gente, man. He started to become a tyrant to his own people. Okay, and when that starts happening, and the word on the curb is, man, you're not treating your own people right. You're treating the opposition and the enemiga right, but you're treating your own people like fucking the dirt, the scum of the earth. So it's just going to come back to bite. It's going to come back to bite you in a menudo style and a direct fashion, right? And that's what happened with Lencho. You know, his pillow talk with his wife was his downfall. Speaking on homeboys. Basically, it was karma, homes. Karma will come back to get you. The way you treat the gente around you, the soldados, the manpower, the people that are striving for you. You know, if you try to play this role, homes, if you're right there side by side going to war with them, bro, they're going to respect that and they're going to appreciate that, homes, and they're going to strive for you. But when you're slandering them, constantly fucking taxing them, constantly fucking treating them like fucking cagada, constantly beating up on them, constantly fucking defecating on their character and not worried about only you and yours, we got a problem. Houston? ¿Qué pasó? We got a motherfucking problem, homes, all right? Lencho's the problem. And it worked out that way. You know, he was not only the type of individual that had an iron fist, right? But he was also the type of individual that used that iron fist and wielded it for nada. There's a lot of homeboys that found themselves deemed, or a lot of homeboys that found themselves in sticky situations due to this character's characteristics. Okay, and I don't know why he turned out that way. That he was drunk on power is the only thing I could think of. I've seen a lot of individuals, we could talk placas, they get this sense of power, homes, and they don't know how to act. They just forgot everything and all the hardships that got them there. And so I don't care about that no more. You know what I mean? Hey, I thought you were one of us. I was. But now, I'm not, right? And that was his attitude towards life. And that's why he finds himself stretched out, doing all kinds of time. And his old lady over there with an Africano, you can call on Tyrone, sitting on his motorcycle, right? And I'm just being honest, man. The ways that you treat individuals and the things that this Vato was into, you know, led to his demise. Now, of course, there's a lot of gente, man. I've talked to a lot of NF members and a lot of Vatos that were doing it and soldados back in them days, and they told me, yeah, this Vato Lencha, man, was a shady character, bro. He just treated homeboys bad, homes. He did homeboys bad. He was just he was just a self-righteous individual, only about himself, you know? And I hear this constantly over and over again, and I'm not going to sit here and say I know the fucking Vato personally, because I don't, you know? But every story, more than meets the eye, right? Every story is similar, or every story is the same for the most part, man, with a few little addendums in the middle. Sasuke the Vato basically got drunk with power, got on one, and shit on his own life. And that's what it is, man. And then in the process, man, told his old lady everything. The pillow talk was real. This is why you never pillow talk. If you're out there doing crime, if you're out there with crime partners fucking running an organization or making moves, homes, on behalf of Vatos that really count, Sasuke, shut your fucking boca, right? But he didn't. And now he finds himself stretched out on an SNY yard, mad at the world. And like I said, his old lady's over there with Debo, you know what I mean, tucking chains in. It's just what it is, okay? Now let's talk about this other individual, man. Güerito Grattan. You know, Robert Güerito Grattan de Modesto, right? And I actually knew this Vato personally, man. I met him on a couple different occasions. We actually had a junta in the city of Modesto. And of course, he was present. He was running the show, man. And I was just there like, okay, right? To say enraptured is not a word that I could say, but that's what it was, right? I was enraptured with the gangster style, man. I was enraptured with the way the Vato carried himself, the way he spoke, the intelligence, the education at that time, right? This Vato was like Rumpelstiltskin, bro. He could spin thread into gold, right? And Sasuke, you know the gun likes that gold, bang, bang, right? So to listen to him speak and know that he was actually a real life NF member out there wiggling in the city of Modesto, and this Vato had the power like that, man, I listened. Of course, I was susceptible to education, still am susceptible to education, and my fucking ears was open and my lentes were wide shut, you know what I mean? So I'm watching. And this is what was happening. But quiet as it kept, this Vato has a long story. And to sit here in a little 10, 15-minute spill would not do it justice, but I'm going to try to do what the best I can. Menudo, right? So trip out. The Vato Güerito Grattan, man, he came into power the hard way. The same way everyone else does, man. And he has a book called The Downfall of the Nuestra Familia, The Rise and Downfall, some shit like that. Sasuke, it's a dry read, but if you want to read it, go read it. This Vato worked his way to the top and actually became a high-ranking NF member, a Capitan, according to him. And, you know, Vatos always put 10 to 2 and a little tapatio on what they really are. But at the end of the day, this is what he said he was. You know, I'm going to take it for his word. I can't tell you, man, he was out there. He was the man out there running Modesto and the whole Central Valley at one point in time. And what makes him so popular and so famous is he's the man behind the GUN CD. You know, in the intro, you hear him say, hey, disculpame to all. You know, that's him. Okay? First and foremost, that's that Vato, right? First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and tell on all these Vatos that I'm representing. This is what he did. Okay? Do I think it's the righteous thing to do? Of course not, man. Whatever situation he found himself in, man, to each their own. Like I said, at the end of the day, that's not me, that's him. And whatever the case may be. But anyway, so Güerito Grattan, right, is known for that GUN CD. But even prior to that in the Central Valley, he was a well-known individual. You know, he was a well-known individual, man. He was a hitter. He was doing his thing on the streets to establish his name, man. He got locked up, got incarcerated, and obviously he did what he had to do to rise through the ranks from being a simple norteño to a norteño soldado, part of the La Nuestra Raza, to becoming an NF member, well-established, you know, and around some heavy hitters like Mikeo, around Vatos like Brown Bob, around Vatos like Smiley de Sala, just around a lot of heavy hitters, this Vato was somebody. Okay, and I remember him getting out and us all going to a parque out there on the west side of Modesto, and this Vato giving us clecha, this Vato fucking running it down, what was going to happen, how we were going to reorganize, fucking there was going to be no more red on red, so I was getting shut up, and this is what it is, menudo, right? And all the homeboys gravitated towards his words, and all the homeboys were with it, period, plain and simple, because when a Vato of high stature speaks, Sasuke, you fucking listen. That's just it, right? And he did that. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, this known killer, this Vato that was supposed to be about it, decided that if for no other reason, he should defect and start telling on the same gente that had embraced him, right? Now, I'm not going to go into why he told. I don't know, bro. I wasn't in that room when the placas hit him up. Sasuke, I wasn't the fucking fly on the wall buzzing, you know what I mean? Charlie, that wasn't me, man. I only heard after the fact, and I can relay secondhand information because this is what was told to me by some individuals that were caught up by him, or if not, surrounding him. And is that the Vato decided he didn't want to make any more moves on behalf of the NF, right? But on some inside information shit, I will tell you, man, that Vato was a tyrant, bro. And when I say tyrant, I know people are going to get at me in my DMs. That was the homeboy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't give a fuck, right? Straight up, the Vato was a tyrant, bro. The Vato didn't want to break bread with the feria that he made from that CD, Holmes. Everyone thinks that one Cuete, Holmes, received all this feria for the CD and he was the mastermind behind it. And quite contrary to what everyone believes, he might be. You know, that might have been his thinking, man, his idea, and respects for that idea, because it was a good idea, man, to bring the gente together to get on one page, man, and to eradicate the opposition or whatever the case may be. So I was scared. That's what it was all about in the beginning, and he was pushing that agenda. Pero Güerito Grant, man, was about the monetary gains that this CD was going to bring. And let me tell you something about that GUN CD. Everyone was bumping it. I got to see Orenda Cranca was behind it. So you know he was rocking the dope rhymes. So it was in every car, was bumping out of every stereo. The posters were in every Norteño's room. Everybody was aspiring to be a generation of united Norteños, right? And hey, and righteously so. You know, we were being indoctrinated that way. We were being told this is it. These are the rules, regulations. These are like the bonds. Homes only in music form. Study them, adhere to them, handle it. Sasuke, 380. There you go. He's there. That direction. Pop him. Bye-bye. We'll see you in here. Right? And everybody was with it for the most part. Most people. But the man that was speaking it, behind it, he himself wasn't with it. You know? And that's where the story gets twisted. And that's where the story gets cold. Right? Because he had this power. He was able to get all these monetary gains by simple Norteños that were just trying to contribute to the cause and just be about it and adhering to what the big homies were talking about. This Vato was putting the... So get, watch out. Right in the pocket, right? Driving around in a little red Corvette. The Vato was driving around like Prince in a fucking red Corvette, wiggling all over Modesto, throwing big parties. Smack back, all on the floor, right? He was back at it like a smack addict. He was doing his thing, man. And in the meantime, the only ones that were suffering were the fucking righteous gente that were locked away in the shoe homes. That righteously, that was their feria, homes, their idea. This should have went in their pockets. Sasuke, they were struggling. And the gente, the youngsters, homes like myself that were out there really wiggling with the business, bro, were getting incarcerated. We're getting told on. We're getting fucking deemed. Just a whole lot of shit is happening, homes. Meanwhile, this Vato's out there like, how can you just leave me standing? You know what I mean? Getting his issue. It is what it is. I'm not mad, man. I'm just saying, man. It sure does boggle the mind at the end of the day when these individuals get a sense of power. And instead of utilizing that power for something righteous, man, or to educate the homeboys and show the homeboys love, they wield the sword, homes, and off with the heads of the homies. You know, it's always seems like it's the man on the bottom of the totem pole that gets it the worst, you know? I've seen so many homeboys deemed or whacked or fucking at that time or oppressed, you know, behind the thinking that, Sasuke, you ain't like me, you ain't got status, right? And it was a cold game. I myself got a little bit of status when I became a Nuestra Raza member, and I never treated the homeboys like that. If anything, I uplifted the youngsters, and I said, homie, let's wiggle together. I never said, oh, you guys go do this and you do that. Charlie, let's go do it together. Shh. We did do nothing, feds. Orale. And it was like that. Anyways, at the end of the day, I just wanted to put this spill out there because you have tyrants like Lencho Guzman and Güerito Grant, two individuals that were well known within the NF organization and Norteños, period, right? And they went bad, right? Now, I'm not going to say, Sasuke, they're horrible because they're ratas and all that. That has nothing to do with it. They were horrible people, period, in the way they treated their own gente. That's the main thing with this little spiel right here. It's not about how these vatos told on the certain individuals and all of that. You know what I mean? That's already been spoken on. That's well documented, man. They did that, right? Or at least Lencho, fucking his old lady did it, and then fucking he started flipping. But as far as Güerito and his plight, that was something he has to do with it. Of course, he's no longer with us, so they say he passed away, in a car accident, and it is what it is, Rest in peace, I guess, or in pieces, or however the fuck you are. Pero, Spencer, I ain't wolfing. But at the end of the day, what I gotta say is, these individuals that got this power, man, didn't know what to do with it. And there's a lot of youngsters that are coming up right now, homes, that are gonna get power. And all I'm saying, man, to give you a little education, man, not to break your heart and not to trip, just utilize it for good, homes. Utilize it for righteousness. Pick the homeboys up, man. Forever forward, man. Strive. Remember what's taught to you and continue that even when you have the power to not do so, man. Think about that, gente. And I'm talking to all different group organizations, man. Sureños as well as perros. You know what I mean? Hey, watch out. Lean on me when you're not strong. Tell the homeboys, lean on me, homes. I got this. Sasuke, I'm in this position for a reason. To all the righteous generals and the righteous capitanes and soldados that are still striving, homes. You know what I mean? Respects, bro. Because they've been doing it for this long, for, so many years, bro. Because they know how to utilize that power, homes. What to do with it. How to treat the camaradas or the carnals or the homeboys or the brothers, the gente. And that's the reason why they're in this position, man. And they're deservedly so. But for the tyrants and the fucking weirdos like Lencho and Güerito that fucking don't know how to do it, ¿sabes qué? That's why you guys get what you got. Nothing lasts forever, bro. You know what I mean? But you can make, but ¿sabes qué? Do like Kiswed and try to make it last. Make it last. You know what I mean? But ¿sabes qué? Watch out. I don't know how it's going to end up, man. I don't know how anything is going to end up in this world. All I know, man, is that we only get one shot. We only get one chance to blow, man. We only get one life. When you find yourself in a position of power, you know what I mean? Don't shit on anyone, man. Keep it correct. Anyways, I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you got everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, man, to go out there and hustle for your familia. Move fast with a purpose. Go out there and get it. No one else is going to get it for you. Like and subscribe if you like this one. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. It's all good in the neighborhood, man. I appreciate you anyways. The gun. It's all about raza. Don't abuse your authority, gente.